Lots of moves were made in free agency by the Washington football team, including the signing of quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I don't know about y'all, but I am here for it. I'm Jade Kenny, and joining me is Stephanie Jokian and Janine Samuels. And this is The Wow, brought to you by Fresh Fine Wine.
Yes, I am here for it as well. And we're going to get right into our Wow Home Field segment. Today, as you can see, joining us is Casey DiNardo. She is a former Team USA field hockey player turned health coach and founder of Coaching with Casey, Workouts on Demand. If you have not checked out our website, you're going to want to do that. I am so excited. On top of that, she happens to be the girlfriend of Washington football team's Cole Holcomb, who I had a chance to interview and just love him. And I'm sure you do too, Casey. So let's talk about this. We have a power couple. You are a power woman. Welcome to the Wow.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be here. Cole and I, we get that a lot, but it's just funny because we're both just like, we don't view ourselves that way. I mean, yeah, I guess so, but we just love being super competitive and we're both really intense. So I guess you could say power couple, but I try to think that I'm a little bit better than him most of the time.
Well, of course you are. You're on the Wow.
Yeah, I never let him live down like any of my achievements. I'm like, well, I was a professional athlete for 4 years and you're only in your year 2. So we'll see who ends up being the superior. But yeah, I joke around with him and I try to get him to work out with me, but we have different style of workouts that we enjoy. So it's actually kind of funny.
All right. So since you're the vet here, can you talk to us about your field hockey career and what it taught you?
Yes. So growing up, I started field hockey in 6th grade. I tried out for the uniform because you got to wear a skirt to school. And I was like, oh, I'm in, like, love this, want to wear the skirt. I had never played the sport before. I was more of like a soccer girl. And my coach after tryouts was like, by the end of this year, you're going to be obsessed with field hockey. And I was like, no, I love soccer. And yep, she was right. I ended up playing for 14 years. So played all of middle school, high school. During high school, I was on like the under USA squads, like U14, U17, all those squads building up. And then I walked on at UNC with the hopes of earning a scholarship. And ultimately I did. And my junior year of college, I got selected to the USA women's team, which was funny because how you get selected for the USA team is you play in a summer tournament and the head coach is there and the scouts and they select you. And this summer I was like, this is my last year playing in the tournament. Like, I'm never going to make it. And then it was funny because I had been joking about that like all summer. And then I was on family vacation and got an email from the head coach, like, you've been selected. And I was like, what? Like, not what I was expecting. So in last 2 years in college, I was on Team USA and playing in college, but I could only go train with the USA girls like here and there because I was still in school. And then after school, I graduated and moved to be a full-time athlete on the team for 2 more years until I ultimately left the team after 4 years. Oh, and what it meant to me, I didn't even say that. But the things that it taught, that was like me rambling on. The things that it taught me the most, it probably is just resilience, because there were a lot of moments where I was told no, like I was cut from my, I was the only girl who was supposed to make varsity in high school because I went and trained with the girls and I got put on JV and I just kept playing really well in practice and got eventually pulled up. And then for college, I didn't get a scholarship. I was a walk-on and then ultimately earned a scholarship. And then on the under squads, I was always told that I wasn't going to be good enough to make the USA team. And then I made that. So throughout my career, it's just been underdog mentality and resilience. So that's what it's taught me mostly.
Love that. I'm
right there with you. I looked at the field hockey girls when I was in high school and I just loved their uniform. I was a cheerleader, so I admired the skirts. So I admire the aggressiveness and like the work ethic that field hockey players have. So kudos to you. But I want to ask, how did you transition into what your profession now? Was it, obviously workouts and I'm sure nutrition and health are kind of parallel with your training for a professional athlete, but what made you take that next step and now being your own businesswoman?
Yeah, so it's actually funny because in college, all my teammates used to joke that I was like the least like fitness one, like didn't want to work out. Like they would be like, hey, we're going to like the optional lift. And I was like, I'm good. Like I played yesterday. Like I'm going to sit on the couch. Like I wasn't, out of all my roommates, I was like the least like active one. And then when I made the USA team, actually kind of like the opposite is what inspired me. So being on the team, I had some like bad experiences with coaching, and it affected me really mentally. And then it was so strict sometimes with like food, and the girls were so focused on it that I kind of wanted to turn into the opposite. I wanted to be a coach that was like extremely positive and motivated her clients, and encouragement based coaching instead of like negativity coaching. And then for health coaching, I just, growing up in sports, I've seen so many eating disorders, and I never count calories, and I just do more of like a balanced plate diet and just wholesome eating. And so I wanted to transition into helping girls, especially younger girls and adults, be able to realize that they don't need to do these fad diets and calorie counting and be so strict in order to have an awesome body and be super body positive. So that was kind of like my motivation for getting into it.
I know, Janine, I have a quick question though, because
Sure.
being in the dance world too, right? Where there's a lot of those same issues, negative body image, like the eating disorders. Now that you're around Cole, do the men ever have that? Do they ever have that? I know they get weighed in and they do get fined if don't make weight, but do they have that same issue that we have?
I would say not for like eating or dieting. I will say when I first met Cole, he ate like terrible. Like he took me out to Cheesecake Factory and he ordered like the fried buffalo wings, the fried mac and cheese bites, the fried like I was just like sitting across the table, like, this is how you fuel your body. Like, I do not understand. So since then I've like totally transformed his diet. Like now he eats super clean. And then whenever he does eat bad, he's like, my stomach hurts so bad. And I'm like, yeah, that's because I don't put like butter or sugar in all your stuff. Like it's mostly like plant-based and then healthy proteins. But I would say they probably deal more at the backlash of like not being like big enough or muscular enough, because which I'm sure weighs on them mentally as well. But I remember Cole posted like for our anniversary and he got a lot of comments being like, you're small, bro. Like you need to hit the gym. And like, this is during quarantine when like gyms were closed, but he was still like training at home. He made like a home gym. So I'm sure that, I can't speak for like him personally, but I'm sure that a lot of guys deal with like, you're small or you need to get more muscular. That guy's not quick enough. So it's more of like, they get a lot of that feedback, which I'm sure mentally is frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. They have to deal with it just in a different way, right? Because they still have to perform and they're still expected to be a certain weight. And depending on the position, it could be putting on weight. Whereas with us, it was making sure that we were lean and toned. So I think it's probably, just different. And it depends on, like you said, the position. And so one thing I'd mentioned at the top was just that I was in love with your website and kind of going through everything. And I remember there being a comment on there talking about that, that you really believe that you can eat healthy and still have your cake too. And it's just about a balance. And you also have this philosophy of consistency over perfection. And I love that because I was reading a book and it was just talking about just, make sure that you're focusing on just 1% improvement every single day and just being consistent. So why is that so important for us to really just focus on consistency and not worry so much about being perfect all the time?
Yeah. So, for me, like consistency is the key to results. And I try to tell my clients all the time that fitness and eating healthy should be like brushing your teeth, something you remember to do daily. So like, just like you brush your teeth at morning and night, you need to work out every single day. It doesn't have to be a hard, crazy, intense workout. Go on a 20-minute walk, play spike ball. Like I tell my clients, just do something 30 minutes a day to be active and you will see those results. And I think people strive for like perfection. Like I have to have the perfect workout to feel amazing. And it's like, nah, some days like I just put on a podcast and it's a slow walk for me, but I got my body moving and that is the most important thing. And I preach that all the time in my videos. Like when I'm talking to my members, I'm like, you're here today. That's all that matters. We're moving this body. You can modify as much as you want, but you're here. And that's all I care about. So that's like the biggest thing for me. I feel like that helps people with not feeling as like pressured to have this perfect workout every day. And then I try to just create challenges for my clients, so to keep them consistent. So right now we're doing an arm challenge, and then last month we did a glute challenge. So they try to do this 15 or 12-minute workout every single day for the entire month, and then I pick like one winner at the end of the month based on like the entries that each person does. And like so many people are like, I couldn't get in my full workout today, but I did my arms. And like, I'm like, at least you did something. So the challenge of adding something to do once a day that's really short and they feel like it's attainable is super successful for reaching goals.
I like that. So obviously we're going to pivot. We know that this month is Women's History Month. And as you're, training people to be consistent and, live health and fitness, in their everyday life, what do you think, and kind of combining your background, what do you think is important for us to teach and share with one another as women this month?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me right now is not comparing. I'm finding with a lot of my younger clients, like they're just sucked into social media. And I myself find that when I'm on TikTok or Instagram, I'm seeing a lot of things filtered to me about getting lip filler or Botox, or the body type is not my muscular body type that I look in the mirror and see. So it's super scary, I think, for especially the younger generations, but we do it as well as adults, to constantly compare yourself and feel like you're not good enough. So what I'm trying to teach to like a lot of my younger clients and hopefully to the younger generation is like, there is nobody else in this world that looks like you. So like if you go and change things, you're going to end up looking similar to somebody else. So like you need to be uniquely yourself, and like nobody looks like Casey DiNardo. So this is uniquely me. And that's what I try to tell myself all the time when I feel pressure, like, oh, my lips are so thin, I should have gotten lip filler. I try to bring myself back in and be like, but nobody looks like me. And that's what makes me special. So I think just not comparing in a world of comparison. And I say on my website too that Instagram is a snapshot of like the best moments of people. That's all you're seeing. And I tell my clients all the time, yeah, that picture you saw of me on my Instagram, I'm sucking in, holding my breath, flexing my abs as hard as I can. That's how I got that picture. Like, I'm like, it's not me just like sitting there naturally. Like, and I try to remind all my girls that, like, yeah, they're like, you're shredded, you're ripped. I'm like, I'm not breathing. I'm leaning back slightly to get that ab showing. Like, girl, trust me, I'm working for that photo. Like, and it's just reminding them that, don't compare yourself to something that's not even a real reality.
I love how honest you are, because I am right there with you. I'm like counting in to take the picture. And it's just so funny because you're totally right. We all scroll through Instagram and we compare ourselves. And the reality is we're all just trying to do our best on the other side of the camera. We're going to completely switch gears. You brought up Cole a little bit, but we want to learn a little bit more about y'all's relationship. How do you balance your and Cole's relationship, him in season, and you kind of building your own business?
Yeah, I think it actually balances pretty well because he's like one of those guys who gets up super early and wants to be one of the first in the building and the last out. He likes to go in early, watch film or rehab, recovery. So he's really gone from like 6 a.m. till dinner time. So I have this huge window of time where I can build my website, record videos, edit, upload, talk to clients. So it actually works out really well. It actually works better in season because he's so busy and I try to just, support him and focus on him. But out of season is when it's hard because like I have to miss out on some fun things if I have to record a video today for the members, so I can't go golfing with you or something fun. So I actually find during season is a lot better for our balance.
Do you have like a typical date night, or do you try to like build in time where you put work aside?
Yeah, we both love movies, and he is like a movie buff. Like if the movie trailer looks horrible, he's like, I want to see that. I'm like, that looks like trash. But he like will go watch any movie. He just loves like being in the movie theater. So now that with COVID, like with the movie theaters kind of being a no-go, we've done like movie nights. So we did like the Harry Potter, we watched Game of Thrones for like the third time through. And then right now we're doing Avengers because we watched WandaVision and and I was like, I got to start from like the origin stories of everybody. So we started Captain America 1 last night and we're going through like each movie. But that's kind of like been our date night lately, is the movies and him explaining all the like Avengers stuff to me, because he's a super fan of all the Avengers and Marvel and DC Comics and all that stuff. So that's been like our date night lately. And then sometimes we used to go out to dinner, but with COVID, it's hard now.
Yeah, it's better to just stay in, hang out
Yeah.
with one another these days.
Yeah.
Speaking of like he's fan of Avengers, we're obviously a fan of his. You know, he had such a breakout year and really made a name for himself. Very impressive on the field, but we know that the hard work that we see on the field is made like in the locker room, at home, at practices. And if you kind of can just think about his performance, I know that you talked a little bit about his diet changing a little bit, and I know one thing that he shared with me was just this whole mentality of after every practice or every workout, like really thinking about, okay, what can I improve? What are the 3 things that I could work on? What is his normal routine, and what do you think really helped him, break through and have such a great year?
Yeah, well, a lot of his coaches will tell you that he's like a film junkie. So I really think that's why he is such a breakthrough athlete. Obviously he'll wake up really early, grab breakfast, go into the facility, do everything until I don't even know what they do in the facility, but it's got to be a lot because he's gone till like dinner time. And then he comes home and I'll make him a nice dinner to, lots of protein, lots of carbs so he can refuel. And then he either will take a nap while I'm making dinner because he's so just like it's exhausting, and then he'll refresh up and watch film for the rest of the night until he falls asleep. So it's really no break. I know like it probably seems like the best job to everyone in the world, which it is, but it really is go, go, go. Like I think people think there's more downtime in the NFL than there really is, but these guys, like I've dated other athletes before I dated Cole, and I have to say football is the most insane, impressive, hardworking sport I've ever seen. You not only have to be athletically gifted, but you have to be insanely intelligent up here. And I think that's where he tries to take it to the next level is he watches so much film in his free time.
Man. I
Yeah.
mean, we see the hard work. We know it's not as glamorous as everyone thinks. They're just fortunate. We all want to find what our passion is so that every day it doesn't feel like work. And so I'm sure it doesn't feel like work to him, nor does your career either.
Yeah, definitely not. He loves it, especially game day. He gets like so giddy and just he loves all the guys on the team. So it's definitely his passion, like his one thing that he loves in life.
Who's his go-to like friend player that gets him through practices?
He has a lot. I would say right now him and Jared, or they call him X, Jared, I think his last name's Norris. He's another linebacker who came from Carolina, and they like just really get along in our goofballs, and like Jeremy Reeves and Matt Ioannidis. He loves all those guys. So, I mean, he has so many that, come over to the house after games and they watch football on Sunday nights if it's an earlier game together. So it's fun because I've been able to meet a lot of people on the team.
That's cool. So we are running out of time, but there's 2 questions we ask all of our guests. So one of them is, if you could, what would you tell your younger self?
That's a good one. I think I would tell myself to not stress over things that I can't control. I have a really hard time of saying what if or looking into the future and not really focusing on the present moment and the blessings that I have. So I think I would tell myself to just like control the controllables and kind of like enjoy life more instead of stressing on things that are out of my control.
And what motivates you daily?
What motivates me daily is just like building a connection with other people. That's why I started coaching with Casey, because I find so much confidence in living a healthy lifestyle and fitness, and I want to help other people just be the best versions of themselves. So it really motivates me when clients like reach out to me and are like, I'm feeling so good. Like I did the arm challenge for 20 days in a row, and just like building that community and connection with people who are looking to become the best version of themselves.
I have a random quick question, right? Because I'm trying to get back into.
I'm like, do you have a link for us?
Yes, yeah.
I know we're just gonna keep you all day, but why is it that we fall off the wagon? Like why, like when it feels so good and you get in that mindset, why do we fall off? Like maybe it's just me here that's falling off, but
yeah, I think what I was speaking to earlier is that like you have to start making the goals seem achievable. I think people are really good at doing fad diets for a while, and then like something just becomes like it's not maintainable. And my biggest thing is like creating habits that you can maintain for the rest of your life. So creating like small things that you can achieve every day. So like I said, it seems really easy when you say, oh, you just need to do 20 minutes or 30 minutes of exercise a day. Like that seems really like digestible. You can bite that off and chew it and go on a 20-minute walk. So making those like super enjoyable and making fitness fun. Like I tell a lot of my clients, download your favorite podcast and just put it on and go on a walk. It's like you time, like you're making yourself better. And I think people just fall off because at one point it doesn't seem super achievable. And that's why they just like lose focus.
Yeah. And then so speaking of that too, I think, having a coach and having accountability and having a community of people that are there to support and help you is key as well. And so I just want to make sure that everyone knows how to get in touch with you. I've already talked about the website. So coachingwithkc.com.
Yep.
You actually have a membership, a monthly workout membership. And you also talked about, these different challenges that you have for your community, which I think is so important to just help everyone stay motivated and engaged. But how else can people connect with you?
Yeah, so you can check me out on Instagram. My username is @Quesadilla. So it's CASE_UH_Dilla, DILLA. I've been wanting to change the name, but Cole's like, it's so funny, you have to keep it, because people keep messaging me, asking to buy the username from me. And he's like, you can't get rid of it. Like, it's so funny. Because I was like, I should do something like Casey Fitness. And he was like, no, like Quesadilla, that you got to keep it. So it's funny, but hopefully it sticks out in people's brains. Yeah. And then I have like my email on my website. So if people go to my website, coachingwithkc.com, they can reach out to me through email or Instagram. And those are the easiest ways.
That's great. I for one will be following up after this recording. I am all about this arm challenge, so sign me up. I'm with you, Stephanie. I've fallen off and I'm getting ready for summer. Well, Casey, thank you so much for joining the WOW. It has been a pleasure to get to know you.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I hope you guys have a great day.
Has your business been affected by COVID-19? Have you considered reducing or moving your office space? Then it's time to call Victory Van. We provide the best service and price with flexible options for your company's moving and storage needs. Visit victoryvan.com to get your free moving and storage quote today. For corporate storage and moving, it's always the right move to choose Victory Van. That's victoryvan.com, Victory Van Corporation, delivering excellence for 75 years and proud partner of the Washington football team.
Finch Services Incorporated, recognized in its industry as a world-class organization, is the exclusive supplier of John Deere golf and sports turf maintenance equipment for the Mid-Atlantic region. In business since 1945, Finch helps golf course and sports turf managers maintain some of the most exclusive playing surfaces in the region. Experience the Finch advantage for yourself. Contact one of our golf and sports turf sales specialists to see how we can help you maintain your field of dreams. Go to finchturf.com for more information.
At RTS, game day strategy doesn't stop when the whistle blows. RTS delivers smarter, more responsible waste and recycling services. As an official partner of the Washington football team, RTS is connecting the team and FedEx Field with sustainable solutions to care for the community and the environment. RTS, a better waste company. Find out more at rts.com. A new decade demands a new kind of wine. As consumers continue to embrace healthier lifestyles with beverages that taste great and keep in line with their dietary preferences, and wine is no exception. Fresh Vine Wine thoughtfully crafts great tasting premium wines that are low calorie, low carb, low sugar, keto, vegan friendly, and gluten free. Fresh Vine Wines pairs perfectly with your active lifestyle without sacrificing on taste. Available in select stores in DC and Maryland.
You can hear every Washington football team game on the Team 980 and streaming on the radio.com app. Listen to Team 980 every day for expert analysis, Washington football guests, and your calls along with hosts Kevin Sheehan, Washington football legend Brian Mitchell, Steve Zabin, and more on the official radio of home of the Washington football team. Download the radio.com app and favorite the Team 980 today to listen on your phone or smart speaker. Race in for a great deal on the Honda of your dreams during the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event. Take advantage of savings on your favorite Honda models like a turbocharged Accord or Civic with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, or a rugged all-wheel drive CR-V, HR-V, Pilot, and more with features like Honda Sensing, Magic Folding Seats, and 3 different driving modes. Find the Honda you've been dreaming of. Don't miss the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event going on now. See your local Honda dealer today. We are heading into WOW Overtime, and I just got to say, Casey was incredible. I love a go-getter woman. She was just so authentic and transparent and just relatable. I mean, she was talking about how she was sucking in for photos and how you look at those photos on Instagram and you're like, wow, like she's got it all. It was just so real. And I just love that about her, how real she was.
Yeah, that's when I was telling you guys, my realness is the IG that I don't care about the photos. So there's no sucking in happening. So if you want to see not good photos, go to mine.
Online.
Yeah, I mean, and then also just I love how like her approach to health and fitness and just, focusing more on the consistency and less on trying to be perfect. And it's so good to hear that her and Cole like really have a partnership. Like they're in it to win it together. Just as, she was talking about, she supports him with what he's doing with the Washington football team. He supports her with, her business. And it's just so important because there's this whole quote out there that says that you're the average of the 5 people that you're around the most. And so when your significant other has your back and you all are a power couple, like I truly believe that they are, then I feel like the opportunities are endless for you because you have one another and you can really excel together. And I just love that partnership because they are both powerful people doing great things, but they're doing it together and in support of one another. So I love that.
Absolutely.
And I was like, amen, when she said to basically not be so hard on yourself, like make the goals achievable, digestible, bite-sized, small goals, go for a 20-minute walk, take it as your me time, listen to your podcast. I tell myself that all the time. I'm like, if I can just get on the bike for 10 minutes, that is something today, and just to not beat myself up over it. So I was just like, amen, girl, I'll do the same. Before we get into events, we want to give you a brief football update. The Washington football team is reloading for the 2021 season, starting with free agency. New talent from around the league has been brought in, and here's a few notable ones that we wanted to mention.
Yeah, so definitely a lot has been going on. It's been cool, like reading the newspaper. But Jade, you mentioned it at the top of the show. We signed Ryan Fitzpatrick, who will be joining the quarterback competition here at Washington. We also picked up wide receiver Curtis Samuel, and it's Samuel, not Samuels. So no, we are not related. I just want to put that out there. So he will be reunited with his Ohio State teammate, Terry McLaurin. I literally cannot wait to see them together, just their chemistry and just kind of see that dynamic. And then we also grabbed first rounder cornerback William Jackson III from the Bengals. So I'm really excited about these top picks. And then obviously there are others, but these were like you said, the notable mentions.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool that the undisputed Skip Bayless, he's put on Twitter, I now fear the Washington football team. That's pretty cool. And that he loves that we signed wide receiver Curtis Samuel. It sounds like he is saying this is exactly what we needed. Samuel feels a strong need for speed for us. In fact, in the 2017 combine, he ran in the 40-yard dash of 4.31 seconds. So I'm excited to see McLaurin and Samuel in the same offense. Cannot wait.
Yeah, we've got some speed on our team.
Right. We were just talking about how many fast people we have.
Very fast. And also Terry McLaurin, I believe, put on his Instagram when the signing was announced. It was basically a picture of both of them with their jersey swaps from the Panthers game. And in the caption was, we used to talk in our dorm and dream about this moment. And now they're back on the same team. So just like that post just gave me chills, and I'm really excited for them and for us as fans. We will have a lot more football to talk about as we gear up in the offseason, and we're reloading for the 2020 season, and the draft is coming up end of April. So lots to talk about here on the WOW. But before we get into that, I want to ask Stephanie, what about our WOW events?
Sure. We are wrapping up Women's History Month. Our last event is Monday, March 29th. It's based about economic empowerment for us. And so we've got 3 DMV women-owned businesses. Can't wait for everyone to meet them, talk to them. And then we're going to do a strength training workout, of course, to go with being economic powerhouses. So that'll wrap up our Women's History Month.
Absolutely.
Yeah, love that. And you know what, Stephanie, I love the WOW events because they are so comprehensive in topics, right? So yes, we want to talk about health and fitness and wellness and the spa days and football and all of that. But you also have people coming in talking about the importance of your bank account and being financially literate. I mean, I think that's so important because sometimes we forget about those things because we just don't talk about money a lot. And then also making us kind of, we're talking the talk, but then walking the walk, where we're actually going to be working out together, right? So it's not just saying, hey, this is what you need to do, but hey, come join us and let's do it together. And so I'm really looking forward to the events for 2021. So great job, Stephanie.
Actually, the one this week we had, Creating Change with Love, it was so impactful. Just talking about how as women, we can create that change around us through our different love vibrations, our kind words. It was such a great event. So yes, looking for more like that.
Yay. Love that. Yes. I mean, love is such a powerful vibration. And, there's all this talk, if you just are love and send out love, then you're going to receive it back and so much more as well. So let's be love, ladies.
Got all the feels from this show today. I'm like, I need to go do an arm workout. I need to send love vibrations out in the world. Got everything today. Well, that is going to do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us here on The Wow, where we connect and empower women through sports. Huge thanks to our partner, Fresh Fine Wine. Till next time. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.
For more than 100 years, Chesapeake Employers Insurance has been helping Maryland businesses keep their workers safe. With competitive pricing and an AM Best A- financial strength rating, it's no surprise that Chesapeake Employers is Maryland's largest writer of workers' comp insurance.
At the end of every workday, someone's waiting for your safe return.
Connect with your agent or visit CEIWC.com.
Novec is powering a new generation by providing renewable energy, including solar. Once new solar projects are completed in 2023, Novec will provide enough to power 100,000 homes. Members may also purchase solar panels now through Novec Solutions, protecting the environment, providing reliable, safe, affordable electricity. Because future generations are depending on it. Novec, keeping life bright.
Every time the Maryland Lottery sells a Fast Play Progressive ticket, the jackpot grows. The Lucky Numbers Fast Play game has a jackpot that starts at $100,000 and goes up from there. New Diamond Mines jackpot starts at $250,000 and keeps growing and growing. Play all the Fast Play Progressive games from the Maryland Lottery. Play fast, win fast. And please play safely and responsibly.
Hey, Washington fans, sports betting is officially live in Virginia. Right now, FanDuel is offering a $25 sign-up bonus to anyone who uses code WASHINGTON. Just visit FanDuelSportsbook.com or download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Use promo code WASHINGTON after signing up to get a $25 bonus and site credit. No deposit required. That's promo code WASHINGTON. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to get started. Must be at least 21 years of age and present in Virginia. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires in 7 days. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.